So greetings everyone from EIT Community Hub Ukraine. We are happy to welcome you all at the info session of EIT Digital. Today you will be hearing a lot of insights about the available opportunities from our amazing partners, from everything that's going to be happening in 2025, and I do hope that there will be many chances for all of you to succeed and use EIT Digital and EIT opportunities as it is. I'm happy to give the floor to Christian Gall and present you Christian Gall, Andrea Lorenzis, and Mikhail Betel, who will be our honorable speakers today. Kindly ask you to keep your mics off during the presentation because we will have the info session and Q&A session right after the presentation has ended, so you will be able to navigate and everything like that. I wish everyone a productive meeting today, and Christian, slightly moving the floor to you. Let me just assist you with the deck.
Thank you, Karina, and of course, thank you so much for the invitation. This is not the first time that we have this info session. It's always delighted to see so many of you, at least virtually. Let me start with the most difficult one, perhaps, at least to me. Доброго дня, вітаю учасників. Anyway, I hope all of you were laughing at my pretty bad accent. Welcome you all.
Thank you so much for that, Christian.
Welcome all. It's again good to see you and see so many of you joining, especially in these let's say dark times. Together with my colleagues, as you said, Karina, Mikhail Baital and Anna Lorenzin, we would like to showcase a few of the programs that we are doing currently at EIT Digital. And the idea would be not only to show you the slides and tell you more about these programs, the details, how you can join and what's in it for you, but as Karina rightly pointed out, to have a Q&A session afterwards, whereas all your questions can be answered. And of course, if you don't know the answer right away, we would be happy to get back to you. As mentioned as well, the slides will be shared with you, so in case you are missing some points or email addresses, do not worry. You will have all the slides and all the information ready. Before I start, when we were thinking of what we could bring to this info session here to you, we were trying to let's say show you like a wide portfolio of the various activities and programs that could be interesting for you. So that's why we have that's why the three of us are presenting today. But trust me, given the activities that we do, we could have invited a lot more colleagues. So let me start. So again, welcome. And Karina, if you could kindly help me with switching the slides. So first is the Speed Launcher program. I would like to tell more about it. The last time I was here, I was speaking about it under a different name, which was Venture Incubation Program. So if you go to the next slide, you will see that some elements of it might be similar or familiar to you. In a nutshell, and that's also representing what EIT Digital is standing for, is that we are combining innovation and education whenever we do our projects and programs. Speed Launcher is a perfect example for that one. It's going to be running for 3 months, so 12 weeks. The exact date is early June, so I would say this is during the summertime. And the whole idea is that with our partners and business developers and our colleagues, making sure that all those individuals who are about to launch a business or have been launching a business know all the tips and tricks, so to speak, when it comes to launch a business. The problem identification, ideation, validation, team building, tech adoption, business planning, etc., etc. The list could go on. But the whole program has been designed in an online way, so anyone can join, given their timetable, making sure that they have what is needed to launch a business. Karina, if you could move to the next one. Then we can show you here what's included in this one. I wouldn't read it up, but you would see that the hands-on learning is something we cherish very much here, especially at the trainings and other programs that Andrea will also be speaking about. We want you to learn from the best, and we want you to learn the actual hands-on practices and examples that it's useful for your work during as an entrepreneur. Back in my office, I have a list of things that we like to ask from various startup teams and businesses. And you would be surprised the kind of basic questions that are needed to be asked. And these are the questions that will be asked here during this hands-on learning. And again, what you'll be hearing here is basically that the team and the people that you work with are as important as actually what you are working on. So if you go to the next slide, Karina, then comes, let's say, another layer of what we are providing you once you're part of the Speed Launcher. So once you have these very practical hands-on skills and trainings and programs that we are giving to you, but you have to see that EIT Digital as an ecosystem, not only us as colleagues from various countries, but all the partner ecosystem network, which is a growing one with 350 partners already, are collaborating in this program. So you're not alone. It's not something very theoretic, more on the other side. It's very practical when it comes to your business idea or forming a team. And of course, you have something very special here. It's not something that we give to you and we say, okay, ciao, the program is ready. No, we would like you to keep you on your track to become an entrepreneur and making sure that you can really reach what you would like to reach as an entrepreneur. So this has been the Speed Launcher program. Again, the main components, it's running for 12 weeks. It's going to be running from early June till early September. And the idea is that besides the hands-on experiences and hands-on activities and skills that we are giving to you, you do have access to the EIT Digital ecosystem. Karina, if we could move forward, please. Yes. The Mentor Me. The Mentor Me is something very fresh and crispy. Again, all these slides will be shared with you, so you don't have to type in the website right now. If you could go to the next one, please. Here, the idea is that we are working with already existing teams, but what we see is that although the startup teams are already up and running and working in a given domain, some skills might be improved a bit. If could you go to the next slide, please, Karina? Yeah, thank you. So basically, again, this is an online session. It's a webinar tailored to the needs that people can join from wherever they want to, or at the time they can do so. And it covers a wide array of topics when it comes to running a team, from the very basic HR, legal implications, the marketing, the storytelling, the technology, the user experience, the management, the sales, etc., etc. What we see is that many of the companies or teams are surprised by the fact that actually they might have the best product in the world, but if the team doesn't come together, if there are issues that needs to be solved beforehand, it could be very toxic and could be very harmful in the long run for a team. So these sessions and these modules are designed in a way, again, with knowledge experts from EIT Digital and externals as one, to detect and monitor these points, whereas we can help you to grow and whereas we can help you to succeed. And of course, sometimes you have to deal with your own problems when it comes to these teams, but we are here to help you with such points. If you could go to the next slide, please. Okay, so here we have been listing all the calls, how it works. This is working on a one-on-one basis. So depending on your and the mentor's availability, these sessions can be set up and of course tailored to your needs when it comes to investment relations or sales and marketing management, or just what I mentioned, team dynamics. If you could go to the next slide, please. Yes. So what is mentioning here on this slide, I've been already sharing with you. We would like to make it very concrete and put it under the table, situation and philosophy. So we are here to help. It's not the place where teams should avoid facing problems. This is exactly for the reason that they know something could be improved. So we expect here to have very honest team and mentor discussions when it comes to any of the elements that have been mentioned before. If you could go to the next slide, please. Yes. So we also doing pitch sessions to the investors within this program. And of course, as you might know, it's not only what you are selling or what you are pitching about, but how you are doing it. We do emphasize the storytelling, the communications, the presentation skills here very much, not only at EIT Digital, but when it comes to all these companies and teams. And of course, sometimes you have online webinars or online sessions when you have to do it, but sometimes you have major events which are mentioned here as well, whereas you need to go to the stage and you have 2-3 minutes to have a compelling story, sharing your own idea or the product, and you need to be ready, and we are making sure that you are ready. If you go to the next slide, please. Okay, so just in a nutshell, what you see here is that it's an on-demand session that you can choose. It's tailored to your needs. We can give you access to various platforms, and of course, you will be part of a community who are working towards the same goal. When it comes to, if you could go to the next, and I believe the last slide of this section. Thank you. There are two options how you can join to this program. One is there is a membership fee or participation fee that you might need to be paying. Sorry about the color of the letters; it should have been changed so you can read it, but it's still readable. So it's either a participation fee that you need to pay, or it's a 3% equity, an equity-based model that we are following here. How we came up with this solution is that we would like to offer it, of course, among market players, but making sure it's also doable and it's also feasible for the startups who are signing up for this program. So in a nutshell, when it comes to my two main components of this info session, we have been touching upon the speed launcher, something that is going to be happening between June and September for 12 weeks. This is more of an online, let's say, introductory when it comes to entrepreneurship, innovation, and starting a company. And the second one was the Mentor Me, which is for already running teams and companies, how they can do it better. If I should sum it up in one sentence, and here we have these two options how you can join. But of course, there are a lot more, and I would like to ask Andrea Renzin to take the virtual stage or the virtual floor from me, and please proceed with the next program that we are offering. Thank you.
Here I am. Thank you, Christian. I think we can move to the next slide. As Christian mentioned, we do run multiple projects and many different ones every year. Also, we start with a new program. We're going to talk about something interesting, which involves directly your regions with Mikol later. But for now, I want to tell you more about the Speedmaster. So the Speedmaster, and we can move to the next slide. We like to see as a way to change the perspective 1 week at a time, because the Speedmaster is a training that we offer, training based on weekly meetings, about 2 hours each meetings, where we discuss topics related to run a startup successfully. Next slide, please. So the Speedmaster is a 10-week, is an online but interactive executive course. It only requires 2 hours a week, so it's absolutely doable for even the most busy person. And it's divided in 4 areas: management, business development, strategy, and access to finance. With the access to finance being particularly interesting because we discuss topics related to the proper way of pitch deck, the proper way to build a pitch deck, what investor wants, but we also discuss some how to discover your opportunities at European level, even not equity opportunity. But let's see the next slide so I can tell you something more. As I said, this program is run entirely online, but you are invited to participate and to debate with our trainer. Next slide, please. The 4 topics, as I mentioned, are management, strategy, access to finance, and business development, and all 4 of them are run by experts that have a very, very strong background. As I mentioned before, the access to finance is a specific goal of supporting your path to a fundraising. But for example, in the business development, we have the head of sales of SaaS discussing B2B strategy. On management, we have interesting topics related, for example, also to organizational culture, marketing, PR strategy for startups. So there are very interesting topics that can be applied to your startup or your ventures right after the lesson. Next, please. The format is quite easy, effective. We have live experts, and we have a working chat where you can meet with other peers entrepreneurs. What is really interesting about the Speedmasters, the Speedmaster, first of all, is a training opportunity. So we won't always remember a training opportunity, but it's also true that this is an opportunity to get in touch with us, to connect with us, even just like connecting via LinkedIn with the experts, but also you get into a mailing list when you receive information about future webinars, future calls, future opportunity. So it is a training, and I always remind everyone that this is mostly a training opportunity, but it's clearly also a dissemination opportunity, a way to be connected with us and to receive information, but also showcase what you're doing with a large network, our network, the network of EIT Digital. Next, please. Oh, well, this is like a list of few of the startups we train. If you go to the web page, on the home page, and you scroll down, you have a repository of all the startups that got trained by us with the Speedmaster. More than 100, but now we are almost like 130 startups, and they all are part of alumni, say, group that, as I mentioned before, receive like information about our activities on weekly or monthly basis. So I really hope maybe that among the people here that are like entrepreneurs, startuppers, or future ones, because this is a really good tool for also people that are planning to launch their own business. Next one. Some practical information. The next edition of the Speedmaster, keep it in mind, is on the 20th of May. So starting in about a little bit more than 1 month, is the 6th edition. There are different, as you know, we are a not-profit. That doesn't mean that we do things entirely for free, but we cover the majority of the costs. And even in this case, the Speedmaster do have a commitment fee, but I'm leaving here for you a special code, because if you like the idea, of course, it won't be necessary the financial aspect stopping you by attending the Speedmaster. So down here, you will see the EITD 50 off, which is the code that we would use during the process at some point to get like an extra 50% off. And don't worry if you forget this code. Please just reach out to me via email, and I will be happy to remind you about it. But the first step is enroll. If you're interested, go to the webpage, so EIT Digital /Speedmaster, find out more about the course, the trainers, the topics, and if you like the idea, you want to be part of this Speedmaster family, then enroll. We will go through the enrollment form and decide if you are qualified to attend the Speed Mastering within 49 hours max. Remember, 20th of May, so the time is perfect for take this in consideration. Next slide. Oh, well, then that was it about the Speedmaster. So once again, if you have a more question, go on the webpage. You also have a form where you can book a call with us. But yes, that is a very good opportunity, and really hope that among you there are more than one maybe interested in joining the program. Now, before leaving the floor to Miko with other really interesting information about what we're doing in the circular economy sector, I want just to mention something very briefly, but is our activities on investments, because we are now launching our dedicated venture capital fund, dedicating health tech. The name is Specs Fund. Just next slide. I won't tell you much more. Oh, sorry. So then we don't have, or whatever. I'm going. The slide is missing here. The table. I apologize for that, but that table was in any case a table like with data about the size, which is about 100 millions fund, and other like information about the characteristic of the fund. But what is relevant for you is, well, from two different point of view. If you're a health tech startup, stay tuned, because this fund will invest in seed, early stage, so seed and Series A health tech startups. So you want to keep that in mind. Once we are out with the investment period, we will start by the end of the 2025. So keep that in mind. On the other side, if you are an LP that happen to be here listening to this presentation, you should definitely reach out to us and have a chat, because this is a very, very interesting opportunity. That's it from my side. I'm really happy now to leave the floor to Miko.
Thank you, Andrea. Thanks a lot. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy you're all here for this session today. Thank you for joining. I am ecosystem lead for Spain and Portugal, and I'm happy that thanks to the project RIV Circular, there is a connection between the Iberian ecosystem and the Ukrainian one for today. So it allows me to also join this info session. So I will talk a little bit about RIV Circular project. It's a 5-year project of the Regional Innovation Valleys program. And as the title suggests, it focuses on activities linked to the circular economy. Next slide, please. Okay, let's see in a little more detail what RIV Circular is and what kind of opportunities it offers for you today. So the objective of this project, the objectives are aligned with the new European Innovation Agenda, and the main goal of the project is to accelerate and strengthen innovation across the EU ecosystems, and also bridge the innovation divide. It actually involves various regions with different levels of innovation. In particular, RIV Circular involves 6 regions. 4 belong to member states and 2 to associated countries. So you see the Comunidad de Madrid, which is the coordinator of this project, Haute-de-France, Inland in Norway, Brandenburg in Germany, Košice in Slovakia, and the region of Kiev. RIV Circular is, of course, this means that this project involves actors that are based in these regions. I understand it may not apply to all of you here today, as the project is going to be executed, is being executed exclusively in these regions for the moment. So the goal of RIV Circular is to promote interregional cooperation and knowledge exchange among actors of different type, whether it's universities, research centers, SMEs, or larger corporations, and drive sustainable innovation across these 6 areas. Here you see the logos of the partners that are involved in this project. And I think we can jump to the next slide, please. So we start diving into the opportunities right away. First of all, training opportunities. We're developing in Riv Circular specific training modules linked to digital technologies in the circular economy. These training modules will be ready soon in the coming months. They will be launched and we will provide this training, which is a 2-day training, all day, 2 days, once for every year of the project. I can't remember whether I already said this, but Riv Circular is a 5-year project, so we will have 5 training sessions once per year during the 5 years of the project. The training of digital technologies in circular economy explores how digital technologies, for example, AI, blockchain, and digital twins, can drive sustainability, efficiency, and innovation in the circular economy. These are some of the technologies that will be mentioned in the course of the training. Of course, we will touch upon others as well. Who does this course target? We would say mid and senior level professionals that work in the most relevant sectors of the circular economy. And we hope this training will help understand how digital technologies apply to circular economy. It will help develop strategies to use specific technologies, such as the ones I mentioned before, and other tools for circular economy practices. We also hope it will improve participants' digital skills to boost resource efficiency and sustainability in their companies. Next slide, please. I will now jump to the very interesting topic of open calls. In the context of Riv Circular, we also will be running 5 open calls. In particular, in Riv Circular, we have over 14 million euros of FSDP funding, so funding for third parties, which will be distributed in 5 open calls. You have here all the topics. One will focus on construction and demolition waste, one on waste resource and energy recapture, one on electric vehicle batteries recycling and reuse, one on the digitalization of circular economy, and one on circular economy in the textile industry. When? Well, I was hoping to tell you that we had just published them, but it's coming quite soon. So they will be published in the coming weeks. And you can check our project webpage, rivcircular.eu, or I think actually the easiest thing to do is to follow the LinkedIn page of the project, where we will certainly publish when the calls are published, but we also publish other opportunities linked to the project. For example, if we organize, when we organize, we will certainly organize some webinars explaining exactly how to apply for the calls, specific webinars on the different calls. So I suggest to follow the LinkedIn webpage of Riv Circular. I don't have enough time, and since the texts are not quite official yet, I cannot go into too much detail about what the requirements are for each and every one of these calls. But I would like to emphasize one thing that is really important and really relevant for all of these calls, which is the requirement of partnering together with another organization based in another region of the project. Next slide, please. In order to do so, we have already launched a matchmaking platform for Riv Circular. Here you find the link to the webpage of the matchmaking platform. And if you are operating in the circular economy or you are developing technologies that can be used in industries connected to the circular economy, I really encourage you to register in the matchmaking platform. I think it's a great opportunity to start networking with organizations, all types of organizations, academic ones, so research organizations, universities, research groups, SMEs, startups, large companies based in your region and in other regions that belong to the project. You may already have some ongoing collaborations with these types of organizations. We realize that the project only involves specific regions, so I think it's really necessary to take a look at the matchmaking platform in order to find potential partners for building your consortia and building a strong proposal and a coherent consortium for your proposal. The matchmaking platform allows you to network, but also to share your expertise and share project ideas, and also browse among other project ideas and other types of expertise, which may be super relevant for preparing a proposal for Reef Circular, but may actually be interesting also for other activities that you are running. You may be able to find some complementary expertise that benefit you also for other projects that you're running with your company. So yes, I invite you to keep an eye out for open calls, and I hope many of you will be able to apply for them as soon as we publish them in the coming weeks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Nicole. I might just take back the word from you, and of course, thank you, Andrea. So, Karina, if if you could perhaps take up this slide. Yes, thank you. This would be the Q&A part or segment of the info session. So, if you have any questions, comments, we would love to hear them. And when you raise your question, it would be great to hear where you're from. I mean, what kind of entity you represent, you're a startup or coming from university, a public authority, just to have a context. And of course, we're curious about our audience.
So, dear colleagues, do we have any question? Please raise your hand and we will give you the floor.
Our CEO likes to say that whenever there is no question, it means it didn't make any sense, or it did make sense. To everyone, there is no question.
It did make sense, actually, because sometimes you need to recap to go through all of the information once again. So we're going to give one more opportunity for our participants to ask the question. So do we have any questions here or not?
But just a recap. So we briefly touched upon the Speed Launcher, this 12-week-long entrepreneur education program running from June till early September. Then we had the Mentor Me program, which is an ongoing module between mentors and teams in a setup of either paying a partnership fee or have the equity. Then we had the Speedmaster, which has a deadline of the 20th of May. With various modules when it comes to management, storytelling, investor relationships, etc., etc. Briefly, Specs Fund was mentioned, which is a health-related fund that EIT Digital is part of. And Nicole gave a detailed explanation of what Reef Circular is doing, and of course how Ukraine, or one of the regions, is part of it, and all the activities that they are doing or they would be doing shortly with open calls and sessions.
We do have a question from Dmitro Stritovich. Are there any programs for higher education institutions, or everything is only for entrepreneurs?
Yes, let me take this one. Yes, we do have. So Dmitro, if you could just hit me up, I will write to my email address. Just telling what I assume you're representing a higher education institution. Yes, we do work with universities. We do have a master's school program that is run by 21 universities all across the continent when it comes to various programs such as fintech or data science, cybersecurity, etc., etc. But we do have partners as universities working with us in various EU calls and other projects. So yes.
And I think it's worth mentioning also the technology transfer effort. We have activities related to technology transfer. So we're working with university with some specific program related to technology transfer. So definitely, Dimitro, who is involved in higher education institution, you should definitely reach out to Christian.
Or you can reach out always directly to us, Ukraine at...
No, of course, sorry.
EITcommunity.eu. We'll be happy to re-navigate you to Christian or Andrea or Mikkel, to whoever would be more convenient according to your request.
Actually, even better, more efficient. So forget about, like cancel the,
Forget about them.
forget about everything that we mentioned before.
No,
Definitely.
of course. Feel free to use all of the opportunities that we are creating, because the main goal of all of this is making you succeed. I do have one statement that there are no questions, but we are very thankful for the lecture given, and I cannot but join this. Thank you so much, guys, for your wonderful speech, for the great presentation. We will double share the recording for today's session and the presentation that you have shared. And we do hope that you and all of the participants will be able to use the opportunities which we have highlighted today. Thank you once again, and have a great day ahead.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for coming, all of you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Have a great day.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.